And we're
Hey,
live.
everybody.
We made it.
Well, look at that.
We love Skype.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you. I'm a mess right now. I am.
Yeah, you need to comb your hair next time we do
Yeah,
this.
jeez.
I need to shave my head is what I need to do. Everything's a little crazy in I'm Geek World, so we're going to have a short show tonight because I have to get ready to get on a plane tomorrow to go to Tennessee because our dad has been in the hospital. I'm going to go up and try to help take care of him, and I have a lot of crystal orders. I have kyber crystal orders for this that don't know. And if you don't know what that is, it's what powers a lightsaber.
Then you didn't attend our
Yeah.
session at Comicpalooza.
You're dead to us.
So I got to get those out tomorrow before I leave and fly out, and then all that stuff. So, are we ready to start the show?
You know it. Start the show.
And 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 202. I'm Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. How are you guys doing tonight?
No.
Oh, just lovely.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Good.
It's Thursday.
It's a Thursday. We're coming off the heels of Comicpalooza 2021. We got back, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. It's not going to be a long show tonight because, like I was saying earlier, on the live stream, which if you're not watching the live stream on YouTube, you should check us out at iamGEEKshow.
What are you doing with your life?
We can see our lovely stressed out faces tonight. Anyways, our dad, Chris and I's dad, not Katrin.
Nope.
Yeah, he's unrelated. But anyways, it's true. That's true.
It's true.
That's why I say he's our
It's very
good
true.
pal every time.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyways, has been in the hospital, so I'm flying up there tomorrow to try to help our mom out a little bit to get him situated and all that fun stuff. So, and I'm trying to get all my kyber crystal orders out tonight, which tomorrow before I leave. So I'm trying to finish those up tonight. So it's a crazy time here at the Street House. So. But we wanted to sort of give a wrap up of Comicpalooza and what all happened. And man, do we have stories to tell.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, the story.
Oh, the stories. But we're going to jump right into that and see what happens.
Maybe even a what you streaming?
Oh, I don't. Oh, whoa. It's got time.
We've got new Disney content. I was trying to say context and content at
New
the same
Disney
time.
context.
Yes.
Anyways, all right. So we went to Comicpalooza, and if you're not familiar with what Comicpalooza is, then it's the it's like Comic-Con, sort of, but here in Houston, it's like Houston's Comic-Con, basically, a big pop culture convention.
Yes.
And
If you will.
if you will.
And we will. Yeah.
And we were there, and we did a couple of live shows. And we did one on sort of lightsabers. It's a lightsaber. Sort of the little bit of the history of lightsabers and kyber crystals. And we had Omega from Crimson Dawn Lightsabers on. They were there selling lightsabers. They were selling a lot of lightsabers.
A lot of lightsabers.
Yeah,
One of the top sellers there.
I think so. I would guess so.
According to them, they were, and we don't have any reason not to believe it.
I mean,
but
Yeah,
from what I
you
heard,
they were doing.
If you bought from anyone
very well.
else, then it's not a lightsaber.
no, it's just a glowing stick
Yeah.
that falls apart on you. But not Crimson Dawn. They're excellent. They did sell a lot. The numbers I heard were pretty impressive. I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's good. That's really good.
There were a lot of lightsabers in the air. I mean, you see people walking around with them. There were three or four different lightsaber vendors there that weekend, so that the industry's getting bigger, and people are wanting lightsabers to play out their Star Wars. I won't say fantasies, but fantasies, and and also just have combat.
Yes.
So because like sword fighting is a big thing, and lightsaber combat, which we've had some guys on here before talking about their company. I can't think of it right now, but where they do the battling.
Yes.
And that's a thing that a lot of people like to do these days, and
Like the fight.
of course all the TikTokers with their lightsabers doing the flow and those
Tickety
kind of
talkers.
TikTokers.
The coolest thing about our lightsaber panel, if you want to call it that, whatever.
Yes.
We found out afterwards, after it was over. So after it was over, I brought my kyber crystals, and I was like, well, let's just show these off that I make. And a lot of people came up front wanting to look at them and hold them and examine them and, what have you, and wanted me to put them in the lightsabers and show them stuff. And then this lady came running up in full costume. The pilot from Rebels.
We've been looking everywhere for you guys.
Yeah. She was like, "Oh, we've been looking all over the place." And I'm like, "Oh, it's cool, it's nice." I had no idea who she was. I mean, she was in full cosplay. She had, I just forgot the character's name from the pilot from Rebels. It's like
the pilot from Rebels.
I don't know why I forget this stuff because I'm tired.
That's
anyway. So you wouldn't recognize anybody in this costume because it's got the big head. Hera. Yeah, I think of Hera. Anyways,
that's all right.
So and then I was talking to her, and then there were some people with her, and Katrin was talking to them, and she was like all into this. She was like looking at, she was, "These are so cool, blah blah blah," and I had no idea who she was. And then so they said, thank you so much," and they went on their way. And then Katrin, you said,
yeah. So while you're showing off your lightsabers and crystals, this guy walks over and he's like, I need to tell you that she's in disguise. Are you from around here? I'm like, no, I'm not, but they are, they might, whatever. And well, she's in disguise, and there's a couple of us that are around and watching, but she's a dignitary, so she's really into this stuff. I don't know what all this is, but she really wanted to find you guys and see what's going on with this booth or whatever. So I just needed to tell you that. So she's a dignitary, right? And we didn't know. I told the guys, and we're like, I don't know who it is. I don't know. So I'm looking up on the phone. I'm like, what's a dignitary? Does that mean she's a governor or not a governor, but a council member? Anyways,
she was part of the Galactic
It's a
Senate.
judge. Yeah. The Galactic Senate. That could have been it too. And then the next morning we get a tweet, or that night maybe, that we get a tweet on Comicpalooza from Comicpalooza that says, "Look who was here!" Basically,
that was like
she
the
had
day we
tweeted.
left, I think.
Maybe it
you
was
found
on the
out
next
online who it was. You said, "I think it's this person."
Maybe so.
Yeah.
So then the tweet where she had tweeted is like, "I was here," basically, and it was Lena Hidalgo. Hidalgo?
Anyway, so I called my wife, and we were talking, and I said, "Yeah, this lady, a dignitary, came. I think she was a judge or something. I don't know." And she's like, "Well, what's her name?" And then my wife said a name, and I said, "Katrin, is it Hidalgo or whatever?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." And my wife goes, "What? You met her?" I'm like, "Yeah, I had a long conversation with her. I don't know who she is." A long conversation. She basically runs Houston. All the decisions made, she's the one that's sort of in charge. I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
so she wasn't by herself there, though. She was also with the treasurer of Harris County. Oh. So I don't know where Harris County is. Is that your county?
That's Houston, yeah, I think.
Yeah, and he was the one in the big blue outfit. He was the tall guy in the like a Mandalorian type outfit.
No, totally didn't know.
He was standing there.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah. Wow, he stuck out. He was huge.
Yeah, I saw him.
He was there
first.
too.
I was like in this conversation, just me and the judge.
You and Lena.
Here come the judge.
If I'd have known, I'd be like, here, take some of my kyber crystals.
Oh yeah, I mean we would have taken pictures, which we still could have. We're like, whoever you are, let's take a
I thought it was
photo.
just the person who likes Star Wars, just like, oh, these are
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So that was our first panel, which it went okay. I thought it went well. You never know how they're going to go. But I think I guess we'll back up because before all this happened, we got off to Comicpalooza with a bang.
With a bam.
A big bang. We decided to stay at a hotel. We've done it for the past couple of years. Well, they didn't have it last year, but the year before that. Just decided to stay at the hotel down there. And we actually thought we were staying...
Not the one... Yeah.
Yeah. We thought we were staying in one hotel that has this big Texas-shaped lazy river.
Yeah, we were set. We were ready. We had our swimsuits.
We were excited, had our floaties.
Yeah, we're going to go down the lazy river.
We're going to lazy that river.
And then I put in the coordinates. I'm like, wait, it's not the same one. And I get down there. I'm like, this is a different hotel. It's the other one that's connected. But I'm so glad that we stayed at this one.
Oh,
it was the Hills. Fancy living. We get all our stuff up to our room, and we're gonna go down the elevator and go to Comicpalooza, and the elevator doors open. What happens, Chris? What happened?
Well,
who do you see, Chris?
I'll tell you who I see. So I mean, when I first get on the elevator, I see there's this like big kind of buff guy, small shirt, very small shirt, buff guy. And I was like, okay, cool, that guy's cool. And there's a lovely lady standing beside him. I was like, okay, she's cool. And then beside them was the villain from The Fifth Element, like a cosplayer.
Wait. Awesome cosplay.
It was very awesome cosplay. I mean, he had the see-through side and then the hair coming out and like something around his neck thing or whatever. I was like, oh, this guy's cool. That's cool. Yeah, like this is awesome. Yeah, I love cosplayers. This is great. And so I was first on the elevator, coming up quickly behind me, but then quickly stopping. With the most audible gasp I've ever heard inside an elevator.
How loud was it? How loud was the gasp?
Hi.
And what was going through your head at that moment?
That moment, I was thinking, well, this is a lovely lady in here, Ryan, but you are married. Maybe you shouldn't be gasping so audibly in front of her. Little rude. A little bit.
It wasn't just for her.
Creeper.
No, it was also for the guy in the very tight shirt.
I mean, he was handsome.
He was a handsome dude.
All right.
And
so
again, you're married, but whatever.
here's the thing. So
He had an edge to him.
doors open. Chris walks in or whatever. I look up and yes, I see two people that I recognize, very familiar with. I audibly gasp. I'm taken aback.
It's taking forever.
Don't know quite what to say. But on the elevator, and I sort of was like, do I get on the elevator or do I not get on the elevator?
That's. I was like, are we allowed to get on the elevator?
Because Chris didn't know who these people were. These are famous people.
No clue.
I am a big, if you haven't listened to the show for a while, I'm a big pro wrestling fan. Huge pro wrestling fan. I watch it every week. There's a newer organization that's been around, I guess 2 years now or something. AEW, All Elite Wrestling.
Also a good root beer.
That's
ANW. Sorry.
Anyways, they've been around, and they remind me. They take me back to sort of when I started watching wrestling, WCW wrestling, because it's a lot the same people sort of running it and stuff. So the women's champion, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD.
A real doctor.
DMD. Yeah, she's a real dentist. And Christian Cage, who I grew up watching in WWE, who was tag team partner with Edge, were just standing there. And I was just like, and I was like, oh, I'm a big fan. Big fan. And she said something to me. I think she was the first person to say something.
She
And
said, "Can you reduce the shine a little?"
like she immediately started a conversation with me.
Yeah,
and
they were real nice.
They were real nice. And she said, I said something about her being champion. And then she said something, well, yeah, Christian's not a champion. I said, well, he's done it all. He's been around for a while. I'm like, not meaning that rude. It probably came out rudely, but I'm like, he's done it all in wrestling.
Right.
He's been champions everywhere. And she's like, yeah, he's been around for a while, like joking and stuff. And so we got to the floor we were getting off of, and I was like, and they were still on. They were going down to the lower floor, and I'm like, I don't want to get off, but well, I guess this is our floor. And Sir Chris is still sitting there going, why is Ryan talking to this lady?
Well, I was giving some attention to the cosplayer who I felt was just getting very just neglected. So I talked to him, and
he
said,
was
like,
in
very nice cosplay.
The elevator with the champ.
I don't think they knew who they were either.
I was gonna say, I wish I knew if they knew, because
I don't
they were
think they
like,
did.
well, what is
I was
happening?
She had the belt with her. She had the championship belt, and I wanted to be like, can I hold that belt there? But I didn't, because they carry the belts with them everywhere.
Yeah,
to the airport, to the bathroom. I don't know, everywhere. They're like required to. This is part of their job. So it was great. It was a lovely conversation.
Biggest regret is that we didn't say, can we get a selfie?
Yeah.
Because they would surely have let you do that. Because I was thinking about it later. You know, you pay for these selfies too. But if they were up on the stage in a panel, you could take all the pictures you want. So we should have asked.
They might
you
have
did
said,
or didn't?
Since they're at the event, they might have said, yeah, come by the booth later.
I know.
Might have said that.
Maybe.
But then that's when I hit the emergency button on the elevator to make it stop. And say,
yes, we're
give me a picture
here. We're not going anywhere.
We're on there for the next 5 hours.
But she hasn't been around for she started out in AEW. Well, she did independence before that, but this is sort of her big thing. But she has really come into her own and is like one of the best heels. If you don't know what a heel is, it's sort of the bad guys in professional wrestling that there is in the women's division. Yeah. For me, anyways, she's great, and they were like super nice. Talk to us, because they didn't have to talk to us the whole time. We'll get to somebody else, another celebrity later. But so that was a place. I guess that's just the hotel where everybody was staying.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also saw, or I also saw a comic book writer, Donnie Cates, not Gates, Cates, in Starbucks line, and I think I saw a couple other people walking through, and then I heard other people talking about people walking back and forth in the lobby the night before. So that's the place to stay apparently, and maybe it was just this year too, because I don't think they did the discounts for the other hotel, and so it may not have been available.
They may have just
so who knows
this year.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows next year if that'll be the same, but maybe.
I think I remember 2 years ago people saying, "Oh yeah, I saw them in the Hilton."
Yeah, it could be. Very well could be. I mean, that's.
So now we're always staying at the Hilton and just going up and down the elevators all day.
We're all 20 elevators, yeah.
Because that's not our only elevator experience.
Ooh,
no. The second day, another one happened. Was it the second day?
It was the last day.
Last day, yeah.
Second day.
Well, there was only 2 days. Anyways, I didn't know what was happening with this one because I didn't see.
Me either.
Yeah.
We were taking everything down to the car. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. We're going down to the car.
And the elevator's open, and Catherine goes, "Oh, don't worry, we'll take the next one."
Yeah, because somebody was getting in. We had like tons of bags and
all
things.
our luggage and boxes and everything. And
all I could see was that there was an older person maybe in the elevator, and then somebody else was getting in. I was like, we're going to take up too much space.
An elderly gentleman, let's let him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then there was a look on. I look, and then there's a look on Chris's face, like the meme or the GIF, whatever it is. However you say it. Where's the guy, the kid, and he looks like he's in some school photo, and he's got this look on his face with the blinky eyes.
He's got a derpy face.
Yeah, derpy face. It was sort of that. Yeah, that look right there. If you're not watching it, Sadly, it looks like that. On Chris's face.
Yes. Because yes, obviously Katrin was not paying attention.
No.
But he was being very courteous.
Very
To
courteous.
the elderly
to the elderly gentleman in the elevator. Did not want to crowd him. Wanted to give him space. I totally understand that. And yet, so I caught a fleeting glimpse, realizing who was on the elevator. This elderly gentleman was none other than Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
Hellboy himself.
Hellboy.
Yeah, was on the elevator.
Clay
And
Morrow.
Just as the door shut, I went, Katrin, you know who that was? It's like, what? No.
Just an elderly gentleman.
Old guy.
That was Ron Perlman. He's like, what?
No.
I turned around and like, Katrin, just sit on Ron Perlman.
I was like, what?
Just send him away.
But you didn't also explain what he looked like in the elevator.
Well, he did. So the reason I saw his face was because the elevator is mirrored, and so he was facing away, with his head down to the side,
trying to avoid people.
obviously not wanting to talk to anyone on this elevator. So you did him a favor.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh man, those guys at iamGEEK are.
Because obviously
fantastic.
You would have gone on the elevator. I would have gone on the elevator. I myself have been on an elevator with a celebrity in the past. When I got on an elevator with a celebrity, I didn't audibly gasp or anything. I realized who it was, and I waited for their conversation to wane, and then commented that they do a good job on their show. Which is probably what I would have done in this situation as well. But if Ryan had gone on the elevator and realized who it was, then there would have all the breath would have left him again.
No, probably not. Because, but when you saw somebody on the elevator, you weren't sure who they were at first, and then you realized who it was. First. When I saw the people on the elevator, I immediately knew who they were. I mean, she was holding the freaking title in her hand. And I was just like, oh, this is happening. Okay.
Well, they don't look like normal humans either, right?
They're buff. They're fit.
Yeah, they're all this makeup, both of them. So it's,
legends.
Legends.
That's called in wrestling.
But
did Chris get his book signed? I was
going to say, you still.
Oh, Vance wants to know.
Not on the elevator.
Not on the elevator. No, it wouldn't have happened on the elevator. I didn't even have it with me at that point, so
that's true.
Done anyway. But yes, later on, I did sign up to get his autograph, and when we took our stuff to the car and we did some other stuff, which we can talk about after this. I went and got in line. There wasn't actually a lot of people in line at that point. So I went up. I had a little bit of time to talk to him. But yes, I was like, hi, my name's Chris. They had to sign my name on a little sticky note so he could spell it and whatever he was signing, which is what they all do. Because, I mean, so many names to go through. It's crazy. But I was like, hi, I'm actually, I handed him the art of the Book of Life. I was like, actually, I was an animator on this. It was really cool. I got to animate your character. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the movie.
I'm glad you didn't say I animated your face.
I know. I did not say that. I know. I kept saying that. I was going to do that.
Yeah.
I say I animated your face. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, and it was like I had him sign. He signed the opposite page of where Jorge, the director, signed on that page. So he obviously saw that, yes, I did work on it because I got the director's signature too. And Jorge had put great work, so he put great work as well or something like that. And he was a man of a few words.
He said, I was in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't remember this movie.
I don't remember any of that. Which I mean, he might not have, because when we watched his panel later, someone asked him a question about like voicing like on Teen Titans, which he did like
Yeah.
seasons of, and he's like, I don't remember anything.
Well, he didn't remember any stories.
Yeah, he didn't remember any stories.
I mean, he's been in a lot of things too. So.
Yeah,
I
he's been in a
missed
bunch
that.
of
And
stuff. I don't
he's
blame
older.
him. So yeah, he wrote in there, great work. He wrote Sebulba, which was the character's name. He was like, I don't know if I'm spelling this right. It's been a while. Like it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. So he thanked me for collaboration on a project. Nice. And I was like shutting the book. I was getting ready to leave, and he held up his right hand in a fist.
Would you like to kiss my hand?
Yeah, I kissed his ring.
Kiss it.
No, and so I got a fist bump from the right hand of Doom, a Hellboy.
Oh, there you go.
Which was
There you go.
amazing.
I've
amazing.
never
I
watched
still
that
haven't
hand
watched
again.
it. Still haven't watched it. I haven't watched anything. Like I figured, like my hand is like touched like my neck and stuff and various things. So I'm just not bathing at all anymore.
Well, there we go.
And who was right next door to Ron Perlman in the
The
autograph
most
area?
popular person of the whole
The most popular.
Oh my
Comicpalooza.
goodness! Yes.
The line was always out the door, basically.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Danny Trejo.
Of Trejos Tacos.
Yeah,
Trejo Tacos.
That's what he's known for.
He was.
That and the Masked
was like-
Singer.
Yeah, that and the Masked Singer. That's it. No one else knows anything else.
That's
Which
right.
he also did a voice in Book of Life. So I was like,
You
well,
know,
I'll
yes.
try and get his autograph. But yeah, his line was constant. Like it was insane. I'm just like, I was
Crazy how long it was.
waiting all day.
Yeah.
to try and get
I
this
felt
thing
I
signed.
felt sorry for the dude.
Yeah.
He's
I think
he's
he was-
getting up there.
I think
It looked
he
a little
was
rough.
fine. It was like $50 a
Oh,
signature. I think he
shoot,
could buy
yeah.
another house after.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's fine with the money, but just him having to sit there all day or
There's
stand
the-
there all day.
And that's just there,
the
right?
pictures,
So
yeah.
it's like every weekend, probably. Or
Yeah.
every other weekend. I don't
But
know.
yeah, I mean, good for him though. Like he was,
Exactly.
it was
wish
the
we could
most
do that.
popular person there. Like he beat out Zach. Like
Oh, man.
Morris.
Poor
Zach.
Zach.
Nothing.
Zach Morris.
Poor Zach Morris. All right, so Zach Morris is like on the other side of Ron Perlman, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
mhm.
And he looked, no offense to Mark Paul Gosselaar or whatever, he looked so miserable. Like he looked like, I do not want to be here. Why am
Yeah.
I here? I'm just standing here in this stupid place. And there was like
Slater
no line.
stood me up.
Yeah, Slater left, didn't come.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I mean, there might have been a couple people that I saw walk up, but he was just this look on his face of disdain and just like, ugh, I just want to leave this place.
I hate these nerds.
Yeah. All the other celebrities look happy to be there for the most part.
Yeah.
Even Ron Perlman
Mhm.
was, he was a little salty, but
Very salty.
he still seemed to
He's
be
smiling.
nice to the people paying to get,
Mhm.
Sure.
or get the autograph.
And I'm sure Mark Paul Gosselaar was happy too for whoever went to see him.
I guess.
Yeah.
Our all of our wives were sad that we didn't talk to him, but
Yes, or even sneak a picture of him. Apparently,
sneak
my
a
wife
picture.
was,
That's
was
illegal.
very upset. I did not sneak a picture of Mark Paul
It would have
Gosselaar.
just been a sad Zach Morris picture.
yeah.
Him
Even
not
that one they
wanting to be
took
there.
of him, he looked depressed. I felt
Yeah.
so bad.
You're like, I don't want to do it here.
It's-
Put a
my-
puppy in
my-
his hands. Then
My
he'll
wingman's
smile.
not here. Yeah, that's right. They did do that too.
But the other one was the I think second runner up to Danny Trejo was the villain from The Mandalorian, which I can never
Yes.
remember his name.
I would have told you if you hadn't have just said I can't
Well,
remember.
his name in the character was Grand Moff Gideon, right?
Yeah, I was trying to think of his.
Yes.
I knew his real name.
Giancarlo
Giancarlo,
Esposito.
Yeah, yeah. His line was like, and they planned for his line to be long because they
Yeah.
actually had it set up. Danny Trejo's line, I don't think they knew what they were
Planned for
getting.
that.
No,
Yeah.
nobody will know. He was in Con Air, I think. I don't know.
He's a big time dude.
No, I know.
But
He's been in something like
Yeah.
almost 400
Uh,
movies and TV shows.
oh yeah, for sure.
he's the man.
Yep.
He is the man. Katie Sackhoff's line wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. We could have. There were several times we could have walked up and
Most of the
like
lines
not
weren't
waited
that
very
bad.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ming Na
Yeah.
Wen, I think she had like a decent line.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm
And she was only there on Saturday.
Yeah,
she
she was
wasn't
there on
there
so
Saturday.
a
Sunday.
lot of
So
people were
got things to
like
do.
that.
Katie
things to
Sackhoff
do.
looked like a germaphobe. I'll just go ahead and say that.
she had the face shield.
She had
yeah.
the face shield,
Plus a shield.
a
All-
plexiglass
all the-
shield. All the people got in line were handed gloves, I think, and cleaner.
Hand
they were-
sanitizer.
They went to a
think
tent.
all
were
the
sprayed
Mandalorian
down.
people. I think all the Mandalorian people had to do that. I
I
feel
mean,
like
maybe they're
they-
recording right now. I mean,
yeah. I think Disney was like, okay, you can go to this, but like, you can't touch anything.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't blame them. That's one of the biggest shows, right?
Somebody
So
coughed, and the
don't
Disney
screw this up.
execs came running out and tackled him and carried him away. Which
Never
was
saw him
funny
again.
because there was she Instagrammed something saying getting a COVID test to make sure everything's good so I can for a work thing. And everybody's like, "Oh, Mandalorian season 3 has already started." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I bet that was for Comicpalooza.
Yeah, I mean that's work.
I bet it's nothing to do with Mandalorian. It was for Comicpalooza because that's where she was. Which is funny. But yeah, we went to the Mandalorian panel, and we were in our full costumes,
Our cosplays, yeah.
cosplays.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order, and I had BD1, his droid, with me. So it was a multi-layered costume that was made probably for a blizzard because there were so many layers and it
Yes.
was so hot. And I
And-
wore a wig. And
And the
And a
BD one was like 50 pounds,
yeah, not 50 pounds, but he was heavy.
100 pounds.
100.
We could see, you could tell why he wouldn't go on my shoulder.
yeah.
Top heavy. He's busted right now. He's like laying in the back here.
Oh,
His one of his antennas popped off again. So I'll
it sure is.
Yep, there he is,
Oh, man.
laying there dead. But he kept falling over. And then Chris was in his Bill Burr costume.
Oh yeah, stupid Star Wars.
Who's that guy? Hey, that's great costume. Who is he?
Yeah, I was Mayfeld from Bill Burr's character. Like I had two people recognize me.
One went to the
I
whole
think-
background of him, and Chris was like, "Yeah, okay, sure, I don't understand."
Yeah, he asked some question it took me a while to understand what he was saying because he was kind of tripping over his words. He was trying to make a joke about it, kind of joking about it, but he was kind of tripping over his words a bit. And then I kind of realized what he was saying and about like the war that he had been in. So I was just like, yeah, it's stupid.
Stupid.
And that
It
kid was
stinks.
like, "Why? Why do you think my kid is stupid?"
He laughed and a little bit and kind of chuckled and walked off. But yeah, and then the other guy we were walking along. He was I don't know, in his 20s, kind of buff guy with this gal or whatever. He kind of looked at me up and down. Like, it's like, oh, you're that guy from Mandalorian, right? What's his name? Like Mayfeld. Yeah, that guy. Anyway.
Oh.
So I had vindication, I guess you would say. Every year I go complete costume, work on it, and nobody knows who I am. Everybody's just like, "Oh, look at Chris! Or look at this guy! He's so cool!"
Yeah, that's why I dressed as Bill Burr this year. So
Yeah.
you
Even-
get more-
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But this year
Yeah.
everybody was like, "Cal Kestis! Hey, you're Cal Kestis!" And I'm like, "Oh, am I?" And lots of pictures were taken. I had to, I had my own line. They set up a whole booth for me.
No,
No, they didn't.
No.
they didn't
But-
do that.
Crimson Dawn didn't take my picture in front of their booth with one of their lightsabers.
Yeah,
So a lot of people knew who I was. A lot of people
Mhm.
yeah.
liked my droid. Like, "Oh, I like your cute droid."
Yeah, one lady was pointing at it, and I didn't know what she was pointing at, and I thought she was pointing at something on me, and smiling, and then walked off. And I turned around, and you're like, she was a droid. I was like, okay. I didn't know what was happening.
He wasn't pointing at little Bill Burr.
Little Bill.
And the Catron was
Yes.
full out. He was either a guy from G.I. Joe or a guy from the Bad Batch. That's what he kept getting. He's like, no.
Oh yeah.
You're a made-up Star Wars character.
A made-up Star Wars character, a bounty hunter of some sort, and
It was very cool.
fun. Yeah,
It looked really cool. Like
Thank
you had the most original.
That's for sure.
You put thought into yours. I was
No,
just like, I'm a big Bill Park.
Which
there was
which G.I. Joe
one
character?
picture of me. I don't know, but I thought about it later, and I was like, you know what? I never got a full picture of me in that costume.
Oh,
And
Yeah, I don't think I got one
there was that
either.
one guy. Well, you had one like that you showed us, which an early on picture at least.
Yeah.
But there was one guy that took a picture. He's like, "Can I get y'all's picture?" It was like at the very beginning of our cosplay adventure,
Yeah.
and he took a picture of all of us, and I have no idea like who that was or where it's gonna show up. It might be on Comicpalooza.
that was really funny.
Stuff.
He
I don't
took a
know.
picture of me, and then he was like, "No, you guys get in the picture with him." And you're like, "Oh, really?"
Well, yeah, he said, "Oh, you guys come over here. Let's get your picture." And you were like, "Oh, me? Oh."
Oh.
But
Yeah.
yes.
I was like, oh, fine. Come in the picture too.
That'd be
that
$8.
that was probably on our way to the panel, and then we sat in the panel with our all of our garb on, and we're all three just uncomfortable because
Yeah.
Holding
I
this
couldn't lean
droid
back.
and a lightsaber.
yeah.
I
You
couldn't
can lean back.
because of the backpack. I made it out of cardboard, so if I leaned against it, it was just gonna smush.
But the panel was
Eh.
okay, interesting. The host was, I'll just say it. The host was horrible. The host. So they're bringing out the
It was
characters, or they're bringing out not the characters. They're bringing out the actors, and it gets to him saying, "Next coming out is Katie Sackhoff, one of my first crushes, and loved her a lot when I was younger. Well, I showed a movie with her in it to my mom, and my mom was like, 'Why can't you marry a pretty girl like this lady?' Katie Sackhoff, come on out." And it was like,
he also said that like, oh, and I was so happy when I saw her character married an older man.
"Oh yeah."
Yeah.
So
Hope for me.
awesome for me.
And she sort of came out and would not look at him, and then sat on the opposite side.
Yeah, she made a
creepy.
beeline past him. Yeah, Carl Weathers came out and like shook his hand and everything and sat down, but she was like, I don't want to.
He tried to do a Happy Gilmore joke with Carl
Yeah.
Weathers, and Carl Weathers was like, "Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Okay." And then he
You and
said
everybody else.
to Katie Sackhoff and Ming
Ming-Na Wen.
Na Wen, what's it like being a popular over 30s female in a popular show? And they're just sort of like, "What did you just say?" It was so awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was weird.
Poor guy.
He
So-
tried to make it into like some kind of female empowerment moment,
but it wasn't.
but it wasn't. He did the exact opposite.
Carl Weathers pretty much took over the rest of the time and just told fun stories.
Yeah, and
Him and-
Giancarlo
Giancarlo took over.
got
They-
very
I
excited.
thought
Yeah.
yeah, he was very loud
lot.
and excited. Yeah.
He, like his stories would start out like very kind of like like regular person talking, and then the further they went along, the more he got excited. Like, wow, okay.
That's true.
We did hear some little interesting tidbits about the Mandalorian. Katie Sackhoff said that she was, or was it her or Ming? One of the two said that they were on set and that there was an R2 droid that was painted with green
That was
stripes. And
No way.
was that Ming? That was instead of blue. And she went to
Oh yeah.
the director and said, "So R2's here, huh?" And they're like, "Oh no, that's not R2. That's another droid." And she's like,
I
"Okay,
don't see R2 anywhere.
That's R2. because they were trying to disguise R2. So that was sort of cool. They didn't really give any stories like that. I think
No.
part of it was because the questions that the dude
Did-
asked.
Yeah, and they made a joke
Yeah.
about Pedro not necessarily being in the show. Or because he's in his helmet the whole time, right? And they all kind of laughed about it, and like, yeah, almost like it wasn't him a lot of the times. Which I mean, there probably was a stunt man a lot of times, So it was just kind of funny that they were like awkwardly laughing about, but. Then somebody asked from the audience. They let audience ask questions, and the first question was about Predator.
Yeah.
Which was awesome.
I've heard that Predator was a horrible movie to make. The
Yeah.
production was horrible. Could you tell us about that?
Which I think both Ming and someone else
Katie.
on there was Katie. Yeah, they're both big fans of Predator, so they're like, "Oh, don't diss Predator." Greatest movie ever.
Yeah, Katie was like, I was 6 when my dad took me to see Predator or something.
Carl was like, I'm old.
Which she did. She's like, I was 6, looking over at Carl. And then he was like, who takes a 6-year-old to see a movie like Predator?
I think I was about 6 when I saw Predator too.
That's awesome.
So they were a good bunch. You could tell that they got along and they had fun with each other. I think it's just sort of the questions that were asked, and even the ones asked by the fans was just sort of like, there was always the question, can you tell us what's happening in season 3? And they're like, what? No. Did you think that was going to happen?
Yeah, and one kid did get to recreate the handshake with Carl Weathers for Predator.
Yeah.
And he's like, who am I recreating it with? And the kid was like, me. And then he walked up, and the kid went, "You son of a!" And no, he didn't do that.
And then the kid got to take home the fake hand that
the dude tried to give Carl Weathers.
So
he's like, "I don't want to take this home. Here, kid."
That was like cool. He gave the hand back to the presenter dude, and then the presenter was like, "Oh, here, take the hand." It was Carl.
He didn't want to haul it back home.
No.
He didn't want to tell his mom at home that Carl Weathers wouldn't take the hand from
him. Mom, Carl Weathers wouldn't take the hand and
go to your room.
Wouldn't go on a date with me.
That's terrible.
But that tended to be the way the people hosting were. It seemed like every panel I went to, the host was just very awkward and very asking weird questions. Even the wrestling. I went to the wrestling one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the host came in and immediately said, "Line up, let's ask questions." Like he didn't do it and then he would every once in a while ask them a question based off the other questions people said. And the questions people were asking were just I felt bad for the wrestlers. I was just sitting there like, I'm not getting up to ask a question because all these questions are just horrible.
And you didn't want to gasp into the mic.
I didn't want to go, remember me from the elevator?
We're best friends now.
We're best friends.
Yeah, there was at least one awkward moment with the Ron Perlman interview.
It was at the very beginning.
Yeah. So it was basically like a deep dive with Ron Perlman and his views on society. Questions.
I was stuck in the bathroom.
You didn't miss anything. A lot of curse words.
There was a couple of fun anecdotes and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But he the guy asked Ron Perlman a question, and Ron Perlman said something, and there was kind of a joking matter within whatever he said, and he said his thing and then stopped, and then there was nothing
for 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, felt like a very long pause. It felt longer than 10 to 15 seconds. But I'm sure that's what it was. And the host was like, "Oh, I was pausing there because I wasn't sure if there was more to that story, if you were going to continue." And Ron was like, "Nope, that was it.
I said I was done.
I said I was done."
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is how this is gonna go.
Okay.
All right, this is gonna be awkward. I mean, it got better. I think he realized, like, after that, and maybe on both sides, they realized how this was going to have to go. And he was really nice to all the people asking the really ridiculous questions.
Yeah, he was super great with the audience.
But yeah, the first question in that one, what is it with the first questions, right? But the guy said, I know you can't say yes to this, but I'm going to ask it anyways. But would you go get a beer with me and my buddies? He's like, man, I got to go to the airport right after this. So if you can go to the airport, yeah. If you're gonna be at the airport, then we'll have a beer. So,
yeah. He's like, no offense.
I don't think I can do that.
Yeah. He's like, you're a good looking guy, but I'm going home to my wife. She's a lot better looking.
She's a lot better looking than you are. So he did.
The reason I missed out on all this was I was stuck in the bathroom, but not for the reasons you think you'd be stuck in the bathroom. My back had went out the Thursday before, was that right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Wednesday or Thursday.
I was just struggling the whole time, and I was like, I gotta get this costume off because I had the cosplay on for a big Star Wars walk lightsaber thing, which we can talk about that in a minute. But I was like, I gotta get this off. Yeah. So I said, go on in. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and take this off. Well, the problem with this costume is that it zips up the back. You can't just take it on and off like a shirt now. But the shirt part, for some reason, they made the zipper in the back, which was really weird.
It was weird.
And so I got in there and I realized, oh, I can't get this off. What am I going to do?
We had been helping him get dressed.
Yeah.
Undress. It sounds really weird. The whole weekend or whatever. And we're like, yeah, we're going to go here, do this, and you go get changed.
Yeah. So. We realized that, I don't know, like, 10, 15 minutes later, we're like, oh, I wonder if Ryan can get out of that costume by himself.
It took forever. I said, somebody went in the stall next to me and said, hey, can you come in my stall? No, I didn't say that. But because my back was bad and the way that it was, you put it on, I was just like very slowly getting the zipper down a little by little to get it off, because I couldn't pull it over my head. I couldn't. It was on there.
It was like wearing a backwards jacket, is what it looked like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and really thinking back, you probably didn't have to zip that thing up.
No, you didn't have to wear it.
Because
you can see the sleeves and the sides.
You could have worn.
Yeah, you could have kept it unzipped. It would have stayed on.
It was very awkward.
You had like about 10 layers over top of that. So
yeah,
I think everyone has seen.
I guess it's my cosplay now for every year. As long as I can fit in it, this is who I'm going to be. The old man Kestis.
Yep. I'm going to convert it to Velcro though.
Yeah, maybe. I may even join the Rebel Legion was there, and they said, hey, you should join the Rebel Legion. Basically, that's like the
501st.
Yeah, with the Rebel characters. Yeah. So I may try to do that. Since I have the costume, I'll have to always have somebody go with me, like I'm a dignitary, so they can dress me and undress me.
I'm sure there's others that have the same issues with all the things they have to put on. So. You can help you. You'll get new friends.
Yeah, I said I'm a little old for Kyle Kestis. So like, we're all a little old. I was like, that's true. So true. But they do like lots of charities and stuff like that, which is cool. So we had another panel. We did Battle Royale with Cheese live, game show type thing, and it was like at the end of the first day. So we had some people there.
Well, let's talk about that a second. I mean, that was the cool thing, I think, when we did our live show. Right before our live show, somebody else was doing their live show that morning, and there were tons of people there. And I was like, well, this is different. And then some of those people stayed for our show, which was different. It was fun.
I think it was because all the panels were in that one room. So we were just celebrities, I guess.
Well, yeah,
but
that was the thing.
Know that we were a podcast.
We said this, I think, last week, but all the stages were in the main floor, so it was kind of weird because there was a little bit of overlap because they're kind of close to each other, at least for that part. For the podcast booth was right beside the Emerald, I believe, booth, so there's a little bit of overlap there and fighting. who's louder, you know. But
I
but
got
so
loud.
I mean, that was another thing is there were so many people. Like I didn't expect to see so many people at Comicpalooza. You know, didn't know what to expect, and there were more booths than I thought there would be, and it was a packed house. So, yay for them.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. But it was a good year, I thought. You know, coming back from not being able to do it last year. Met a lot of people, saw a lot of people we already knew.
Yeah, that was fun.
We didn't give out all of our buttons.
Oh yeah,
because
I'm sure
there wasn't. In past years, there's been a table we could just leave stuff on, and there wasn't that.
Yeah,
probably because
of
protocols and everything.
Well, and it was just everything's packed in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no room for extra things, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll have more lucky buttons.
Maybe we'll have some giveaways.
Yeah. But it was fun. Yeah, our battle royale with cheese. Well, we had some technical difficulty.
I forgot to keep score at one point.
Yeah, the pictures were on there.
And actually, when right before we started, because when we did our test one, like on the show last week, you had forgotten to put the score, so I actually did mention to you before we started, like, hey, remember to keep score. And
I was all for
it.
I did the first one. I did the first puzzle, and then that was it. Or first part, first question. And I don't know what happened. I think I was trying to concentrate too hard on the fact that they hated our questions.
I don't know. Because I was like, after the first round, I was like, it's late. I'm like, I guess that's it. Congratulations. They're like, no, let's keep going. And I'm like, okay. Go another round.
We'll
do more.
These are hard.
The first ones are like easy, and they're like, let's do more. And then the second ones were hard. And they're like, this is ridiculous. And then we did Shia LaBeouf round.
And
the Christmas
there was
round
a whole
that had all
category. Two of the categories in that one puzzle had the answers in the answer. The question, basically like, what? Yeah. This movie had a kid who's stayed home alone at Christmas, and whoops.
Home Alone?
This
show is about an office. Yeah, this is a story about an elf. This show's about an office and all the funny things that happen. Oh well, it was still fun.
Yeah, and there's a lot of vendors
I think that's
there.
fun.
Yeah,
the people that were helping with the show, that were participating, kept it fun. So
that was fun. Movie Gap podcast, which I think they're going to have us on sometime. We might have to have them on, which will be fun. Yeah. And then they were podcasters, but they weren't from the same podcast. I don't think.
No. Raging Nerd and Mind Fudge were the two that they were from. Yep. And they're part of the podcast program there, and help coordinate it as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It was good, and there was a lot of vendors. You could get a lot of geeky things, lightsabers, booty shorts.
Booty shorts. Lots of pops.
Lots of pops. Yeah. The booty short.
So many pops.
Booth was like always packed. Like line.
They had certain things printed on them, like nerdy things. It wasn't like you could get a custom one.
Like Princess Leia with her buns. Yeah. And it said, what does it say? It said something about buns. It was pretty funny. They had Loki variant ones, which is sort of funny.
Yeah.
But that was like the most popular booth, I think, besides the lightsabers. But there's a lot of pops, and I found some pops that I'd been looking for a while, and I was like, oh, how much? And they didn't put the prices on them, which was annoying. I'm like, so how much was this? And they're like, oh, let me look it all up online and see how much it's going for. And I'm like, well, this is not going to end well. So they tell me the price. I'm like, nope, no, thank you. And then after you guys had left, I made another circle, and I saw another pop booth that I hadn't gone to, and I saw the Splash Mountain Trio.
Oh, nice.
Box, and I was like, oh, sweet. I want to get this, but there wasn't a price on it. So I asked the lady at the booth, like, how much is this? And she asked some other dude, which is like a younger dude. And she's like, it's $70. I'm like, I don't know about that. And the dude walked over, and he's like, make me an offer. I'm like,
30?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. And I said,
this is what they sell in the park.
Well, it's funny. I said, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I want to get it because my dad, would always read us the stories. And he goes, oh, well, in that case, $150.
What?
And I said, "Oh, you're gonna be a jerk." And I just said, "No, thank you," and I walked away.
Oh my gosh.
Like he was serious. He's like, "Oh, in
Oh,
that
wow.
case, $150."
That doesn't make any.
And I'm like, "No, see ya."
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was like a young kid that looked like he shouldn't be working at this booth. And I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna be like that, are you?" So I just walked on.
Oh
Huh.
Make me a higher offer than what I said.
man. That was the one thing we noticed is that people weren't lowering prices on
Yeah,
the
they
last day
weren't.
like normal.
No.
Yeah.
I would have bought some of these pops. They had a Haunted Mansion one that I wanted. They had, which the Haunted Mansion one, I checked on the first day and they said $55. I'm like, why don't I check back tomorrow? So I checked back the last day. Oh, that one's like $77.
What?
So the prices went up.
That makes no sense.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, never mind. Then one Indiana Jones pop that I never seen before. I was like, oh, how much is that pop? I mean, it's just that little pop, plastic figure. They're like, oh, that's like, let me look it up. Oh, $250. And I was
What?
like, what the heck? You guys
No.
are stupid. Like, who would buy that?
People. People were buying stuff.
Yeah, there were a lot of people buying those pops, but not for those prices.
The mystery boxes were a big thing.
Yep. Mr.
Oh, they always
Boxes are
are.
big again.
Yeah.
Always there. I always
Yeah,
wonder
that-
what's inside of those mystery boxes.
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Like if it's just like junk, probably just junk.
With keychains and stickers and things.
one of my favorite things that we saw was the picture booth that you could get your picture with the Battle Cat and
Yeah.
Panther from He-Man and get the Sword of Power or whatever. And life size, yeah. And the Tiger King was there himself, helping with the photos.
Got out of
Yeah,
prison.
he was.
Got out of prison early.
He
They said he was getting out early, so I guess he was there.
I mean, he looked just like him. If
But
that wasn't him, then
That was pretty cool. Like, I mean, they looked a little weird, but it was still pretty cool, you know. And then there was a Castle Grayskull that was okay, but it was still kind of cool. You're just like, I'm getting excited for next week or this week, whenever it is. And
yes.
But they were charging for pictures, so we didn't get our picture.
yeah. It went to charity, I think. So we
Yeah.
probably should have done
They
it.
probably should.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, okay. I might have done that.
I think if
but
the
I think it
guy
did.
was not dressed as the Tiger King and it looked
I
exactly
know.
like him, then I might have been like, oh, okay.
Well, I don't think we could have gotten you up on top of one of the cats.
Oh,
That's
no,
true.
I would have
He
just
could have
stand in front.
Well, we could have gotten. You could have held the sword.
Yeah, you could have held the sword out front, maybe.
Yeah.
I really thought about getting a picture in the car from Supernatural, and I thought, oh, maybe Chris and I could do it. You know, we're brothers, get it. And then I walked over and saw the prices. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Because you could. The cheaper one was like standing behind the car, and then the next one was standing in front of the car, and then the next one was sitting inside the car. And I'm like, oh, there's tiers here. Okay. And then if you want all three, it's this price.
Then you could just stand to the side and take a picture of it.
So I just took a picture of it. Because nothing said no pictures.
I know. Yeah.
Just if you wanted to send something.
Yeah, they had a lot of cool cars there.
They did.
People had like
Yeah.
decked out in various characters and stuff. It was really
Painted
cool.
on the hood or
Yeah.
the sides. And,
2 or 3 Joker cars.
yeah.
One
Yeah.
was completely
Your
ruined
favorite,
by Leto.
Jared Leto.
Well, it's like I said, like that car had reached a point where it was too awesome. Like it was just like this car,
Had to
like
tone it down.
yeah, it will explode people's minds if they see this car. Like we have to put Leto on there.
Yeah.
To bring
Yeah.
the awesome down, just so people can actually
Yeah,
see it.
I think so. There was a Deadpool car that just looked like somebody had ran over like a horse. Because it was covered in blood.
So much blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, how can they drive that down the road? They probably don't drive that down the road.
Yeah, there were several anime. There was
Maybe.
a Dragon Ball Z one, which was really cool.
A
There's
Superman.
Demon Slayer.
That had
Mortal Kombat.
Superman's figure sitting in front of it, just in case you didn't know that it was Superman.
There is a Superman that wears black.
Yeah, a couple Miles Morales Spider-Man ones,
Yes.
which were cool.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat truck. That was a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, they ruined it by having Cole
Yes.
on the side of it.
Whatever his name was.
Somebody had to pay them to put that on there.
Well, that's the current movie, right?
I did find out that Loki, the show, did sponsor Comicpalooza.
I thought so.
Oh,
I
that's why they were
figured.
showing that.
They kept
Because
showing the
the-
trailer everywhere, and I'm like, why are they showing the trailer of Loki?
Yeah, because last time we were there, they were showing the Foolie Cooley from Cartoon Network, and that was their sponsor. They would show that in front of every panel.
So Loki himself was a sponsor.
It was before probably every panel they were showing that
Yep.
trailer for the Loki show, not just for the last episode or anything, just the whole series.
Yeah, his glorious purpose was to bring us Comicpalooza.
Yes. There were a lot of Lokis there.
Yeah.
So many Lokis.
And
Yeah.
A lot of them, I was like, how did they get that together so fast? Because the show just ended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I saw more Lokis than I saw Harley Quinns now.
Yeah.
That's true.
There was a President Loki. That was a female President Loki.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. She had a gator with her.
Did she have a gator?
Yeah, she had a little gator.
Oh, that's right. Then there was a bunch of gator Lokis. People in alligator costumes with little crowns on.
Yeah, it's easy.
So yeah, it's a lot of Lokis, but only one Cal Kestis.
Only one.
And only one Bill Burr.
Only one, whatever the heck I was.
But yeah, we had fun. It was a good weekend, and thank you to Comicpalooza for having us out. And
sure.
hopefully we can go back next year if everything goes well, and they still want us there.
And I don't know if you've seen.
Oh, look at that! Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, look at that. Look.
Oh, the listeners are just like, man, that looks great.
I know, listener.
I made Beskar badges for all of us.
Yes.
Mandalorian Beskar badges with iamGEEK on it. That I printed out and painted.
Mm-hmm.
But we wore those.
Nice. Wore those on our chest. It had a little magnet on the back of it that can kill your finger.
Not really.
No, it's not that powerful.
It's not that. But somebody did try to shoot at us while we were there, and
Yep, bing. Right on.
Luckily, it just hit the one spot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did you wear that have you worn that like every day since then?
Every day, except just this moment, because I wanted to reveal it.
Yeah.
Chris had a green one. Katrin had a blue one. I had an orange one, and we had a red one for our fourth member that wasn't there. That's all of you listening.
Wow.
One for the homies.
One for the homies.
Gary Gordon, who's sort of in charge of the podcast, he saw it and he's like, "Oh, this is really cool." I'm like, "Yes,
the podcast program.
I made it out of real Beskar." So
yes, I smelted it.
Yep. Ding. So that was Comicpalooza. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that happened or we did.
I don't think so.
We ate
we didn't
food.
party.
Cosplay,
we didn't party on that.
Ate.
We ate some food.
We ate at the Rustic. That was a neat place to eat at.
Yes.
They tried to sell us brunch, which we look like brunch people, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
They wanted avocado
do you know who
toast
we
and
are?
salad.
No, like this is what we offer right now. It's just the one thing, and
We're like,
and
what?
then like the waiter left, and then we saw people like getting burgers and chicken sandwiches, and we're like, what are those?
Yeah. He's like, "It's the best burger I've ever had." We're like,
Well, why didn't you offer that up?
But he was interested in our podcast.
Yeah, he's
maybe
very
he's
nice.
listening right now.
So he could.
Thank you for the wonderful service.
That was a very good
Yes.
burger. Thank
It
you.
was very nice.
Had brisket on it, on top of the
Brisket,
burger.
except for Chris's. His did
Except
not
for
have
mine.
brisket.
As he said, just the meat and the cheese.
Which brisket's
no
not
cheese.
meat.
I just said just
Oh
the meat.
yeah, I mean just the meat, no cheese.
Because I had the burger and the brisket, but then there was a bunch of stuff I couldn't eat, so I was like, okay, just the meat. Well, I got half of it, but it's fine. It was still good. It was a good burger.
Maybe it's maybe the brisket wasn't real meat. I don't know.
It might.
Oh no!
It's sort of
It's
like
impossible.
Possible.
Adrian spilled his drink there. That was the highlight of that trip.
That was great. We were so tired. I had flown that day, and boy, my arms were tired. At 6 a.m. flight from Memphis, and man, I'm still trying to recover from that weekend because it's just long days.
Oh yeah, I barely slept the night before. I got up at like 4:30.
You're so excited.
And yeah, drove.
I was too excited to sleep.
5 hours. It was so good. The next night I didn't sleep either, but that wasn't because I was excited. There was just some noise in the room. Some noise. It wouldn't stop.
Oh, it was
I tried
my...
to make it stop. I tried several times. I bounced up and down on the bed.
Is the AC in the room?
Trying,
a little loud?
I must have been the AC in the room making a.
Yeah, AC will do that.
Now,
I wear earplugs so I don't hear that. The AC.
So like that was like behind my head. The AC somehow like just was behind the head.
I can wear earplugs like me.
And then there was another AC unit.
Yep.
Across from me, that was just constantly.
It was a fancy hotel.
Yes.
So
Weird
next year,
we'll get a better room next year.
A room for myself.
Oh, I mean, just get you some earplugs. I got earplugs and nothing bothered me. I slept. My back was hurting, but I slept okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe another room has a better AC unit.
Man.
Wow.
So I can sleep a little bit.
Salty about this. This is the first I've heard of this.
I just wanted to sleep.
You'll miss out on the retro pie.
Oh, no, I can come hang out.
Video games.
But then
I don't think you're allowed.
Oh, if you don't stay
we might disturb you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I didn't think about a different room. It was our father that said, it's a whole year. You need to set aside $10 a week.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Just so next year you can get your own room.
Oh, poor thing. Poor pitiful Chris.
Because he recounted a trip. Because I did Odyssey of the Mind as a kid, and you would have to travel to these little competition things, and he recalled a trip where he went on it, and he was put in a room with all these like several 8th grade boys, and he was in one room, and all the 8th grade boys were like in this adjoining kind of area sleeping, and he said every one of them snored the whole night. So he actually like went to another hotel.
Oh.
Because that hotel was booked up. He actually went to another hotel, got a room.
You just left kids in a hotel by themselves?
They were asleep.
What the heck?
He let them stay up late, and they were conked out. They didn't know he was gone.
Oh my gosh.
He got a room. He came back early that morning, and he was like sitting having some coffee, and the principal that come on the trip is like, "Oh, you're up early," and he told him like, "Well, actually."
I abandoned the children that you put me in charge of.
He and the principal's like, I am so sorry. He's like, you give me the receipt for that hotel, I will pay for it. Like, I'm so sorry that we did that to you.
By the way, don't ever do that again.
Yeah, by the way, don't tell them.
Well, you didn't
don't tell the parents.
Well, I mean, but that was a snoring problem. You didn't have that. You just had an AC problem.
Yeah.
So it could have been like that in any room you were in.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Probably not, but yeah.
Those hotels and their AC units.
But I think my wife wants to come next time, so we should probably get our own room. Just.
Probably.
She won't come.
If Zach Morris is back, you never know.
Yeah.
You'd have to pay. So.
Oh yeah, she'd have to pay for a ticket.
She'd probably just stay in the room the whole time.
Oh.
Unless she wants to be on the show, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or set up a booth.
Oh,
she could probably do well. Forged Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, she's not a sponsor.
Sorry, not a sponsor.
iamGEEK shop on Etsy. Check that out for all your kyber crystal needs. Anyways, just kidding. That was Comicpalooza. We had a great time.
Yes.
We said we weren't going to talk long, but we always do. But we'll be back with you. Well, next week we'll see how next week goes because I'll be in Tennessee probably. So I'll be recording from the laundry room or somewhere, or a random office or somewhere. Hopefully. Last time it didn't work very well. We tried that.
That's true. That was something on my end, though. So.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I have my mic with me.
It's all right. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. It'll work. Anyway.
Yeah.
It may just be the Chris and Catherine show.
Just that we could do our He-Man deep dive.
Yeah, it'll be so organized.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
We've got charts.
Sharks?
Sharks.
You got sharks?
Yeah,
Yes.
charts.
What are
So
your problems?
organized.
All right. Tune in next time on I'm Geek for charts and charts and all that fun stuff. Anyways, thank you again, Comicpalooza. We look forward to hopefully being there next year with you in 2022, Memorial Day weekend. They've already announced it.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Memorial Day weekend. So mark the calendars. Ka-ting.
Mark it down.
Come see us live, hopefully, if they
Hopefully.
let us come back.
We may be standing outside. It's like, hey, we're here.
We're here.
iamGEEK's here.
We're just going to ride the elevators up and down all day.
Yep.
All
I mean,
day
why
long.
not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think that's it for today. I think you said something about what you're streaming, but I don't
We
know.
don't have to.
We don't. I don't know if we have
Turner
time.
and Hooch
Oh, I haven't watched
is
it.
starting.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
started.
either.
I have
But
not
also
got to watch
the,
it. I want to.
We watched a
one of the
little bit of
writers
the
that was on our
behind.
show
Yeah.
was-
Sorry.
was on-
Yeah. Yes.
Was on iamGEEK.
Yes.
Christina
Pumariega.
Moriega.
One of the writers. And then also Behind the Attraction began this week.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
We watched the Jungle Cruise. It
Oh.
was a little bit more in depth than I thought it'd be, but it was interesting. It was one fact I learned that I didn't know is that the Jungle Cruise started out as an informational, like very educational kind of ride, and not funny. The first ride was not funny, except they had one joke about a giraffe like nodding or something, and it was like crickets, whatever. Whenever they told it, and somebody came in and said, "You need to make this funny," and it was very interesting. So
There
check
we
it
go.
out.
Yeah, and the new ride's open back up now. I guess it's completed.
I think so.
Yeah, I've seen video.
There you go.
I've seen video. Looks pretty fun. Anyways, this has been episode 202 of I Am Geek, and we'll be back with you next week.
Bye bye.
YouTube.
You.
Anybody still here?
It says 3.
Well, that's
Sure,
one
4.
of me.
It says 4 now.
Yeah, that's me.
Don't say that out loud.
Sorry. Not me.
It's not me.
What's a YouTube?
What's
I'm
a
only on
YouTube?
MySpace.
Comic-Con from home has started up today.
Nice.
Losers doing it from home.
So yeah, the all weekend that's going to be going on. You can find all their panels and stuff on this YouTube thing that you guys are talking about.
And you can look at stuff that's for sale, but not get it, probably.
They,
Because you can never get that stuff.
yeah, they started today putting some stuff online that you can get, and yeah, things are like selling out the moment they're putting stuff on there, and sites are crashing. And
Lightning
things.
crashes.
Don't even try to get one of those Funko Pop
other
things.
times.
Oh, the Funko Pops. I got on the way back from Comicpalooza, I stopped at Target to get some of that, and they had the Jerry Seinfeld puffy shirt pop,
Yes.
and so I got it, but I didn't get it because hey, I love Seinfeld, which Seinfeld's good, I like Seinfeld. But my wife has a shirt that looks exactly like that, but it's red, and every time I see it,
funny.
I'm like, oh, are you a pirate? And she's like, what do you mean? And so I got the pop, and I'm going to paint the shirt red and give it to her, put it on her shelf.
I also stopped at Target the other week
Oh.
and bought myself a Seinfeld pop.
Oh,
Because
what?
yeah,
Pirate
because
shirt?
we've been watching it. I almost got the puffy shirt, but we're not to the puffy shirt episode yet.
Oh.
So if I got it for my wife, she'd be like, is this
What
in the
is
show?
this?
I don't know what this is. But there was...
Who are these people?
I don't understand. What is the deal?
What is the deal with this puffy shirt? Exactly.
No, I got the one that was the Target exclusive of him holding the Tweety Pez dispenser.
Oh.
And we'd seen that episode.
Oh.
Good. I'm glad that you guys
So-
are catching up with your 90s, early 2000s.
Yes. Again, I have watched
sitcoms.
all of them probably, and she's not really seen any of them, so we're watching them.
So when you said you were watching Jerry Seinfeld or talking about the pop, I totally was thinking Jerry Springer. I was like, what is this about a puffy shirt? I mean, I guess he probably wore one. I don't know.
We got the results from the doctor.
You are a pirate.
The father. Luke.
Oh, but my wife wears
It's
that
your
shirt all the
fault.
time. It just cracks me up every time she wears it.
No.
Oh, man. Anyways. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Whoever's
Thank you,
still
you
here.
two.
Yes.
Thank you, Internet.
You internet. I'm sure we'll have some guests. coming
Internet,
on.
you.
I'm sure we'll have some guests. Probably some. I'll go to some random elevators and see if I can find some guests to come.
Loving an elevator.
Living it up when it's going.
Down.
Anyways, we're sort of in that void where there's no Marvel shows, no movies right now. Really.
They did announce that Miss Marvel and Hawkeye will both premiere this year.
What?
Oh.
So we will get them before 2021 is over.
Then we'll have stuff to
Nice.
talk about. Yay!
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Black Widow. I need to see that.
I watched it. I myself enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We can talk more about that whenever you guys see it.
Charlie's watched Space Jam a bunch of times.
Has he got a mouth of a sailor now?
No, he doesn't care about all that. But he's all about it.
Holy moly was funny tonight. I actually watched it
I've not watched
while I
it.
was painting.
So, I'm
Box
so
it.
irritated. My son will be like, "Yeah, we watched Lego Masters and Holy Moly already." I'm like, "Well, crap." Gotta find a time to watch it now because when I get home, he's like, "I don't have anything to watch." I'm like, "Well, if you wait for me, watch this together."
There may be a
I guess
all
we'll just
by
watch
yourself.
Space Jam.
there may be a lightsaber on Holy Moly tonight.
Oh,
Lightsaber
Spoilers.
golf club. Spoiler.
spoilers.
Spoilers.
All right. Well, thanks,
All
you
right.
two. We'll see y'all later.
See you in the
You're
future.
supposed to wave. Bye.
Is that how you do this? I thought you do this.